Brown 45. Brown 45. Hot, 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 hot.
7 hours of commercial-free football start now.
Probably just an hour. But Thomas Scully, team 1, refused to show up. He also just told us the day of. Like, I don't know when your schedule comes out, but you're a crappy person. Couldn't get Coho, but
That's for the best.
we did get his power rankings, which me and Nazario have both seen. It's wild. Scully will still pick. I will be picking on behalf of Scully tonight based on what he sent me, just so the other players don't get, like Mark doesn't get an advantage of what to pick before him. Me, as we know on this show, I'm a Cancer. I literally eat good teams alive and ruin them.
Given that you're still last in the standings, I deem this fair.
Yeah, and I host the show, and I'm doing it anyway, so whatever. Next up, Browns, now primetime Kirk Cousins. 49ers, how's it going, Nazario?
Pain.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's real
but
bad.
The good thing is I got to shave. Like I am superstitious that way. I had like a curtain in my kids' shower with the 49ers logo on it. My wife was like, "It fucking stinks. Can I take it down?" I'm like, "When they lose, you can take it down." I took it down anyway before they lost to the Browns, and I blame her for it. And then she was like, "When are you fucking shaving?" And I said, "I won't shave until they lose again." Happens.
We will probably cover that overall. Mark, how are you doing today?
I guess okay. I mean, this NFL stuff was really weird. Like, I mean, we'll get into that, whatever. But tonight, even though it's not a basketball show tonight, the new Spurs dynasty begins with the freak Victor Wembanyama. It starts today. We're going to go 82-0 this season as a rookie. I can feel it. He's going to be MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to get everything. Game hasn't started yet, but I'm pretty sure he'll have 50 points by the end of the show.
I will be watching as we are doing the show. First thing, Jim Green and me and Paul were on a call, and Paul goes, "They say that every year that the NFL is just weird," but Jim goes, "No, it's really weird." I just believe that every good team is due for a setback, and I believe every bad team is one of those that can upset. So I think there's some outliers. I don't want to take anybody's pick, but I think the main one that I like is this NFL season weirder than any others that you guys have remembered, or is this just football? Because we have okay, so to set the stage, the 49ers have lost to two teams that I would not consider like in the hunt teams that will be there at the end. Even though I did say the Vikings would be fine, they're slowly becoming fine. 3-4 at this point. They're almost 500. I think I called that. Whatever.
Were they a top 10 team?
Are they a top 10 team? No, not currently. But what Addison was able to do to that defense without Justin Jefferson, that's impressive. I think with like the Eagles dropping one to who did they drop one? The Jets. I think with the Bills 4-3, not knowing where they're going, yeah, I just think it's a weird thing. But I think honestly, it's just football. Like I think it's just always will even out. Like I think the Bengals kind of started this run for other teams, where it's like you don't have to put all your guns in one basket. Like right now, you can wait and lose a couple games early, and then play harder near the end.
The Chiefs
I
also
mean,
do that.
you guys
Usually,
have well, Chiefs
not
are
this year,
fucking
but
weird.
usually they play like shit on October.
Chiefs may be a wagon, to be honest with you. But anybody, do you think it's just football, Mark, or do you think this is like without touching like specific games? Because we'll talk about them.
I mean, I think part of it is just football, just because like on some sense, like just for a thing, like I know at least from this show, the record says differently. I don't actually think I'm really that great at picking games. I think traditionally I've been I'm bad at it. But like this year, like I've been good. I feel like a lot of that's because things have been kind of going the way that we kind of thought they were going to go. And then it just kind of feels like this particular week, everything just kind of went ass backwards for some reason. I think more than
Hell yeah.
anything, I think that's kind of what like kind of got me. Like some
Last
stuff,
2 weeks.
last 2 weeks a little bit too. Like yeah, like sure, why not? Like this week, I think more than last week, but 100%. Because there are a couple of these teams where like okay, like I can kind of see where this was kind of going off. A couple of them are like out of nowhere, and like this makes no fucking sense. Like I don't get what's going on here.
Yeah. Well, my thing. You got something to say, or you want to move to the topic?
I say that the more teams kind of find kind of a solid middle, like it used to be, 17-0, 16-0 Patriots, 0-16 Lions. I think these days that's not really like the gap between the last team and the best team used to be fucking chasm. Now it's just a good distance. So on any given Sunday, you can get a bunch of people that just decide to fucking play their best, or like, who was it last year that they could have had the number one pick and they decided to win the last fucking game?
Houston.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
The Houston Texans.
Because Lovie Smith was getting fired, so he said,
Yeah.
"Fuck you."
It's like that. Like anybody, like it's not that big of a gap, and I think and like I don't think there has been like a number one breakthrough best team 5 games ahead of everybody else in a while. So I feel like it's just the NFL being the NFL. Weird shit is gonna happen. Shitty teams are gonna beat good teams. Good teams are gonna be like, what the fuck happened? But it will be okay because January comes and people show their true colors in January, like the Vikings and the Cowboys.
I will say just like a small add in, a couple of like these weird games were also division games, so like
True. That also works
probably
out.
like adds in a little bit of like okay, maybe this is like just more just football, but like a couple of these things are like okay, this even the few division games that kind of win a weird way is like this is like come on, like what is this bullshit? Like I mean, no,
like we might think the Jets, for example, no, like say the Broncos. The Broncos don't beat anybody, but if the Broncos play the Chiefs twice every year for long enough, at some point they'll figure something out.
Hungry dog runs faster. All right. My talking point. I turned into somebody rudely called me Dan Skip Allen this past week. I wouldn't consider that. I would consider myself like I didn't make crazy choices like last week. I did say the Lions could be the number one seed. My pick is not the Lions because I think they will be perfectly fine where they are. I think that just proves where the Ravens truly are as a team. I think the Ravens may be a wagon in the AFC. I think they lose games when they're not supposed to, but when push comes to shove against good teams, they show up and play really hard. I mean, I don't know what you're shaking your head at. It's literally the facts
The
out there.
Ravens. They haven't been meaningful since 2012.
Oh my god! And you haven't won a Super Bowl since what, the '90s? So what are we talking about? Okay, you haven't been relevant ever. They have one, and the same head coach is still there. Here's my thing. I think the Miami Dolphins are overrated as shit. I think they beat. I think they are the shiny car. They are the Lamborghini of cars. But when you open that fucking hood, it's a V6 engine. The oil hasn't been changed in years. It is going to fall apart. There's so much mechanical work. When they play good teams, they are who they are. When they play bad teams, they are 70 to 20. They are the blow them up, blah blah. Even like if you go back to when they played the Patriots, they only beat them by 5 points when they played the Patriots, and they're playing them this week, which I think could I'm not calling it. I will not make claims. No, but I could see a picture where that defense shows up and they don't do what they're supposed to do.
They say
I think it saves it.
Job.
I think it saves it because it's in Miami. I think that, but overall, I just think Miami is a lot of flash and no actual substance because it happened against Buffalo. As soon as Buffalo played them, they got punched in the mouth, 28 points. A lot of claims were made about the referees in the Miami Dolphins-Eagles game, which I do think is total bullshit, that the Eagles got 0 flags. And and they missed blatant ones, like a face mask. I was on call with Mark when it happened. He literally ripped at his face mask. They had called nothing. It's just you can't finish a game with 0 flags on the other team. It just doesn't make sense. So, but overall they ran it right down their fucking throat. And Nick Sirianni is one of the cockiest motherfuckers in the world. To send his punt unit out there and then call them back and say, no, we're just going to shove across for 1 yard. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I think they are who I think they will not run. I honestly think they could be upset by the Jets with that defense of the Jets. I think Miami might have a struggle in that division, to be honest with you, because I don't know if they can beat Buffalo again.
What's the name of the center for the Eagles?
Jason Kelce.
That dude, he can push a semi-truck.
He's a psycho. He was undersized. He was undersized. They all thought that he shouldn't get drafted because he wasn't going to fit. And how he breaks out and when he hikes the ball and is able to get around the left guard and still hit people.
The QB sneaks,
it's crazy.
The Eagles' QB sneaks are 3-4 yards every time. They could fucking QB sneaks their way into a touchdown. If it wouldn't kill Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce, they would do it all night long. They would just do it. But if they have to do it more than one time on the play, Jason, when he's coming to the sideline, needs fucking oxygen. He's dead. I don't know. I think if I was the Eagles, I would never punt.
I think with that offensive line too, they can just with that. They didn't even have a punter signed at the start of the season. Their basic thing is they could literally hand the ball off every night, every play, and just chunk away time. That's what they did to Miami. Miami never had the ball. Never. So, but I think Miami's in real trouble when they play tough defenses. I don't think it's going to go the way they think. Thoughts? One of my less hot takes.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are not turds. I think they're actually a pretty solid offensive team. But, they are more on the finesse side. Every time a defense shows up and slaps them in the mouth, they fucking run scared like chickens with their heads cut off, and they forget that they actually have two pretty fucking great receivers and a decent running game with Raheem Mostert back there. To be honest, I think they like to play the fancy game. If you let them run through you and shoot nice, pretty passes with Tua, they'll be fine. But if you slap them in the face at the beginning of the first quarter, you shake them, and they never really kind of find their composure again. So, are they a great team? No. Are they overrated? Yes. But will they make the playoffs and do a pretty decent showing? Hey, I can even see them at the fucking AFC Championship game if the cards line up right. But yeah, they're not making the Super Bowl.
Shot in hell. There's no shot in hell they make the AFC Championship game.
What if they get the Bills again?
They
will beat
get
the Bills.
If they get the Bills, that's a money for the Bills. They beat them 28 points.
I know. They already burned that card. They're not going to fucking lose that way to the Bills again.
Listen, you can't – listen, again, right now we don't even know if the Bills are going to make the fucking playoffs. But I'm saying against that team, if the Bills aren't a good team, Miami already beat them. Bills already beat them. But I'm not even saying that. To get through the side of the AFC with the Bengals – the Ravens, the Chiefs, I don't think Miami has a shot because I don't.
How far do you think they can go? First round out?
First round exit. If they don't have home field, they have to go to a cold place to play. I don't think they have a shot.
I think likely division.
If they win the division, I think they win the first round. I don't think they win the second. But if they don't win the division and they win a wild card, they're going to have to go to a cold place, they're not going to do well in cold.
I think we're lined up. I think we're about the same. I'm thinking more likely than anything is going to be second round. I said it could be AFC if the things line up right, but probably it's going to be second round. Mark, you're too quiet.
No, Mark had a lot of thoughts.
I mean, I was just trying to think about this really quick, just on a technical level, because I think realistically, Dolphins probably sixth place. Sixth place, does that sound about right? What that like a crazy thing? Sixth place, fifth place, probably where they're going to go.
The sixth seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say fifth or sixth. Yeah, I don't see them winning the division.
Okay, so they're fifth or sixth, and they play probably the worst divisional winner team, which. Okay, it'd be probably the Ravens or the Jets. So yeah, that's probably first round out. I was trying to think about that, at least on a conceptual level.
They would beat the Jets. Come on.
I don't know if Rodgers is back. I don't know.
Why is this punch that everybody's drinking that Rodgers is gonna be back? He's not gonna be back.
I had Bills over here at 7. If it's Bills, the Dolphins probably beat the Bills. I'll say that they'll probably. But
you think the Dolphins beat the Bills?
Yeah.
What
if they have to go?
What Buffalo Bills team are we going to see that night? Which one?
I don't know, but are we going? Are we going into Buffalo?
I don't think it fucking matters.
Oh my god,
it does matter.
You're taking a South Florida team too much. Are you telling me weather doesn't play any impact? Then why can't USC just go play Michigan in November and win? They won't because cold weather affects teams that don't play in it.
Listen, you're also talking. You're bringing a lot of sense into this. I'm telling you right now, the Buffalo Bills as a team don't make any goddamn sense.
I agree. Sure. That's going to be your talking point. So we can talk to that after. We can talk about that right now. Is that your topic?
Well, honestly, I'm not even sure what my fucking topic.
Are we talking about the Falcons?
Well, I want to talk about the Dolphins real quick. I want to
okay, go ahead.
Just real quick. They're probably gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. I don't think it's because honestly, you mentioned that face mask call. They call that face mask call. They probably score on that drive, and you don't think they fucking score on that drive?
No, because the face mask happens, and the very next play is a pick six to the house, and they get a touchdown from it anyways.
That was a fourth down, wasn't it? It was a fourth down when the face mask happened.
The face mask, so the face mask happened. And they ended up right then and there throwing a pick six and going to the house. So Miami still scored.
Okay, yeah, but there was also a fourth down. Anyway, they had to throw the ball. They probably run the ball, figure something out. I think it's a possibly different game. I think
Mark.
What?
They still got a touchdown out of this play. Miami got the pick six off Philly right after the face mask. The face mask happened. And the very next play was a pick six to the house.
God, I did not remember that part of the game.
Yeah, so they already scored. That's what I'm saying. They scored the touchdown. So that's why I disagree. But no, you're right. But I thought the same thing. But then when they scored on it, I was like, oh, well, they got a touchdown on it anyways, and it didn't matter. I think the pass interference in the end zone, where they tackled the guy and Darius Slay picked him off at the end of the game, probably a worse call, if we're being real. But I agree with you.
I don't know. I mean,
I think they'll be fine. I just think they're problematic when they play good teams. That's my problem.
I think you're right about that too. They at least right now they've proven that they are kind of the person that, you know what, they're kind of the tough guy, sticks out their chest. You know, they probably talk a lot of shit, and you know whenever it comes time to really prove it, they don't really show up. They've at least earned that, at least with Mike McDaniel. They've at least done that. But I don't know. We don't have to keep talking about Dolphins.
All right, Nazario, what's your topic of the night or from week 7?
I'm gonna
by the way, we are picking all 16 games this week. Just let everybody. Oh, unless somebody flip flops or takes a different one, we are picking all 16.
I'm gonna take the fucking bullet right away, so nobody else has to. And I'm gonna put the question out there: are the 49ers overrated because they won some fairly easy games at the beginning, and now something is showing up that shows that the system is broken? I have my thoughts. Moody cost us a game last week with the Browns. That game was rough. That game was like one of those situations where everything that could go wrong went wrong, and we still had a fighting chance in the end. I'm going to give the kid a pass because, again, he's a kid. He's a fucking rookie that we decided to make our fucking meal ticket for field goals when we had Robbie Gould. That you know what? I think Robbie Gould is not in the 49ers out of spite right now. Like, the guy said, I don't want to be in California anymore. I want to play my last couple of seasons, whatever else. And nobody offered him even a fucking pack of gum. So then he started bitching that the 49ers never made him an offer. And the 49ers were like, cool, we got Moody. The fuck out of here. So I don't know if it's a little bit of karma for each side, but Moody had issues in the preseason. And yeah, he missed field goals last week, and then he missed the fucking first field goal of this week. He got the yips for a bit, but I think he's going to be fine in the long run. Everybody decided to fucking smack the 49ers hard this season because I guess they were trying to measure how much they were going to stick. Like, especially with fucking McCaffrey. Everybody feels like they can get some fucking extra cheap shots on the guy. And congratulations, you fucking injured him. Like, it is what it is. Like, it was bound to happen. It happened. Deebo has a fractured fucking shoulder. So, and now fucking Brock Purdy has a concussion. So we are in not the best spot. Just when the fucking things get going with the fucking Bengals and the Jaguars and the fucking Seahawks twice and all that bullshit. So are they turds? No, I don't think so. I just think they execute their system very, very well. But to do that, they need to have the right pieces every time. When you take those pieces out, there's not a single side of the other part of the system that can carry out the difference. We do not have an Aaron Rodgers throwing balls. We do not have a Tyreek Hill or a Jefferson running forward. We don't have fucking Chubb running the football. We have McCaffrey, but he cannot do it by himself. So my point is, like, they are good. They are a good, balanced team. But when you make it unbalanced, this is the kind of shit that happens. And for some fucking reason that I still cannot understand, the defensive line, it's about half a second behind what they need to be. I saw like 10 plays where they basically had Cousins done, beat, sacked, and he somehow made a 20-yard pass because it was like half a second late. And it pisses me off. So I don't know what you guys think. I think the 49ers are probably going to win the division because the division is shitty. But it's not going to be like a 5-3 games thing. It's going to be something like 10-7, and that's going to win the fucking division. But I don't know. I hope they grow their balls in January.
I like that you asked us like the same question 7 times, but then continue to talk.
Yes.
That's fair. I know Nazario very well. So here's the deal. No, they're not turds. They're going to be just fine. Like I have zero issues with them being. Here's the deal. I think this tells a story about two teams that I think most people counted out early. One, I believe, well, there's no question about it. Besides this past week, Cleveland is one of the best defenses in the league. There's no getting around that. They decided to do a shootout with Indianapolis for some reason. Everybody bet the under on that game, and it over fucking flew. I believe that Deshaun Watson is injured in that game, for one. I believe Deshaun Watson is truly injured. His shoulder is not healthy, because you cannot convince me, regardless massage parlor or not, that good quarterback is not in there. He's been a great quarterback in years past. This is not what it is. Something's going wrong with him. I would start the backup and say, get your shoulder right, see what you can do, probably sit you out for the rest of the season. I think that defense can carry very far. I think the Vikings got written off way too early, too, because of, they were doing high-scoring games. Their defense was shit. I mean, they held you guys to 17 points on Monday night and primetime Kirk. I just think those are two teams that you guys probably overlooked going into it, and it just got put on your ass because that's how it works. I think you guys put all your effort into the Cowboys.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you had a 2-week layoff that is affecting. I don't see you guys continuing this fall. Now, I don't know what it looks like with Sam Darnold, if he has to play this weekend, but I believe there will be a players only meeting at some point and be like, guys, what are we doing? But again, I think slow start overall, start high. You can drop a few games and still be fine. So I have zero issues. I don't think they're turds. I actually think they are still one of the top teams. But it does help the Lions' chances that you lost also when the Lions lost.
God damn it.
Are they the same record right now, Lions and
Yes.
Ooh, getting closer to that 1 seed. Need Philly to drop a couple, and we're there.
Philadelphia is on top still, so we'll see.
I just need Philly to drop a few, and they probably will. So let's go. Mark, turds? This is the easiest turd question of all time.
What if the Eagles lose to the Giants or something? That would be fun.
They're playing the Commanders this weekend. It could be problematic.
It shouldn't be. But
that team was their kryptonite.
Maybe last year. Nobody's playing kryptonite now.
They went to overtime this year against them already.
I don't think that's not going to happen again. They're a different team. That was 2 weeks ago.
You want to bet on it? You want to make him your eliminator? Go ahead.
I don't think I can. But they're not. I don't know. It's just. I mean, it's fucking week 7. I don't know. They lost a couple games. I don't know. It's just we're gonna look up and they're gonna be fine. Sure. If you have to go into, especially this coming week, you have to go and play Cincinnati with Sam Darnold. It's not ideal, but you know what? You can probably just sit there and be like, well, got Elijah Mitchell, we got some third, fourth running back option. What if we just run the ball all day? Sam, listen, just practice handing off, and we'll be good. Whatever. I feel like they're still built to easily win, to easily win, win. And I think they're still not out of this division either. Nobody's really taking full control either, and you don't have to worry about the Falcons. You don't have to worry about the Cardinals. I'd still say, despite kind of signs of life, probably not worrying about the Rams either. Seahawks, sure, if Geno plays consistently, maybe, but I don't know. It's just, I think if your team is going to be going through problems, I'd rather it be in October than, in fucking January. Probably, home field, maybe it's a little tougher at this point. Say at the very least that Eagles game like looms large at this point. I think you want home field. That's a must win at this point. I don't know. Like in all honesty, I think that this game was more about the Vikings than anything else. I think Cody's right. We wrote off the fucking Vikings. We look up, they won 3 straight. And I think the scariest thing about them is, like we kind of pointed out before, is that this was a Monday night game, and Kirk Cousins usually shrinks under that pressure. And like what was it? Yeah, threw for 378 and 2 touchdowns. Like just like lights didn't bother him this time. And like we may be looking at like a reinvigorated Kirk Cousins. Like, and they may be one of those, like, I don't even know if they're going to win the division, but they're one of the, like, they can be probably like the 5th or 6th seed and probably give whoever they face some fits.
I honestly expected him to be traded by this point.
Doesn't look like that shit's going to happen. Like, I think
not now.
No. Like, they're in it.
Are they going to pay him, though?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed from their side, but they're just not going to pay. Because I think they could still... Can't they still franchise tag him?
I mean, if they want to pay him fucking $40 million...
Is that the franchise tag for them?
Like, isn't that the average of the top 5 in the position? Something like that?
But a 1 year $40 million when he's what's he currently making right now?
I don't know. I'm gonna check.
Like if he's making $35 million, what's $5 more million? You know what I mean? But they don't have to sign him long term.
Okay, I think I'm looking at franchise tag for a quarterback is $32 million.
He has.
So they'd be paying him $32 million.
And how much is he currently making this season?
He's making 19.29 per year. That's the average. But he said him at some point made 28, but it was, I don't know.
He's making $19 million.
It says Cousins' average salary per year has been 19.29 million, including an average of 28.6 million as a starter. No, I guess his career average is more like 28 now. So wait, how is it 32? Isn't it franchise tag the average of like the top 5 or the position or something like that?
I don't know. I just looked it up, man.
There's more than 5 quarterbacks making 50 million right now.
I don't know. Maybe profootballrumors.com, is wrong. That's right.
Tag pay in football. Let me see that. Okay, the tag players.
Yeah, he's currently making $28 million.
Yeah, tag players earn either the average of the top 5 players at their position or 120% of the previous years of a player's previous salary, whichever figure is more lucrative. It's 50. It has to be 50. Like you have Lamar, you have Joe Burrow, you have Hurts, you have fucking Rodgers. That's 4. Somebody else is making 50 million, right?
Probably after this year, Burrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I said Burrow. But
Burrow's not on it. Burrow hasn't signed his max. Oh, he just got it. So
let's say it's like 4 that are 50, and then 1 like Danny Dimes is 40.
Did you say Watson?
Right? Oh no, Watson is 50. Shit.
I mean, like it's like 2 something. It was like 2 something, all guaranteed. It has to be.
So let's say there's 5 players making 50, or maybe like 4 and 1 makes 40 something. The average is still like 45 million. So that would be jumping from 28 million to 45, just not to give him an extension contract. Is Kirk Cousins worth $45 million? No, he's not.
Yes.
He's worth 28.
No. How much is Danny Dimes getting made?
Like fucking 40 plus.
Yeah. I know his age is up there, but if he produces the season he's producing right now, I don't give a shit. If I get signed a 2-year 2-year 80 mil, no problem. Do it tomorrow. He's making 28 currently. All right, Mark. What's your topic from week 7?
Shit, there's a bunch of
God, this man is so
just because before we move, Lamar Jackson 52, Jalen Hurts 51, Rodgers 50.3, Russell Wilson 48.5, Kyler Murray 46.1, Deshaun Watson 46, Mahomes 46, Josh Allen's 43. And this list doesn't have fucking.
So what you're telling me?
Yeah.
is every quarterback's worth that. So yes, he's worth that.
Not every quarterback.
I'm not taking Russell Wilson,
I don't know.
Kyler Murray,
How much
Daniel
is
Jones.
making? How much is Jimmy making?
How much is who?
money is Jimmy Garoppolo?
I think he's
Make
in the
it right now.
30s.
How much is Derek Carr making?
So Garoppolo's in a 3 years, 72 million. So that's 24 average, but 45 were like guaranteed.
What?
So yeah,
Geno Smith is making more
fucking
than
Jimmy G is making less than what he was making in the 49ers. And that is about what Kirk Cousins should be making. So 25 and call it a day. That's his work.
it's all a moot point. Then I gotta get. Then I
37.5 for Derek Carr, fully guaranteed.
I mean, Carr's better.
But the Kirk Cousins.
Carr's better than who?
Derek Carr is
Look
better
at
than Kirk
Kirk.
Cousins.
Look at Kirk Cousins' stats over the year.
Oh.
Look at the man's stats. You are insanity.
If I had to draft one of those two people, I would
No, you draft who?
draft Derek Carr before getting Kirk Cousins.
You're Caleb Coho. You're a fucking moron.
No, Kirk Cousins cannot play every single game at 1 p.m. on Easter on Sundays. So no,
He just went in
I
on
know.
Monday night and
Still.
beat you guys.
that is the exception, not the rule. How many times?
I
has he
love
done
I
that?
love where you just move the goalpost. Like, move it just a little bit farther down the line. Just, let's go a little bit further. They
How many
turned your
times has
ass
he done
over.
that? How many times has he done that?
Has he done what?
Being able to win on fucking prime time. Everybody kept talking about it yesterday. Like, oh my god, he fucking won.
How many Super Bowls have you been able to win? A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Like, what are we talking about? Kirk Cousins, statistically, look at his stats.
Okay.
And look at Derek Carr's stats. Did you watch him on against the Jags? He
With
looked
the win
lost.
yesterday, with the win yesterday, Kirk Cousins is 3-10 on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. He also has
That's
he's had a shitty defense in Minnesota forever. What is your topic, Mark, before we go any further? Because we still got to go to the crazy man's top 10. So, top of the power.
I don't really want to do this, but fuck it. We spent too much time on the last. But if we don't want to spend that much time, we don't have to. But it was like the biggest. I think it's probably the biggest story of the NFL last week, just because of like every fucking thing that happened with this game.
Are we talking about the fucking Atlanta Falcons again?
What the hell is going on here, man? Like, I'm sorry, but it's just like this. I have not stopped thinking about this fucking. I have not stopped thinking about this fucking game. I have not stopped thinking about this fucking franchise. Like, I don't know. Like, the Bijan Robinson thing is maybe is.
You fucked Arthur Smith's wife.
It's
He
maybe
doesn't care about fantasy football, man. That's what the coach said.
it's not even like fucking fantasy football. It's like, for some reason, this guy has this weird, arrogant side to him that he thinks like he can win without his star players. Like, I had to look this up because like there's no way this could be true. They somehow beat the Buccaneers, like, who were probably a solid team. I think they maybe like exposed a little bit, but still, he did that with getting Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. Those three guys combined got 10 fucking touches the whole game. 10 touches between the three.
They won with 10 touches?
Yes. They did.
Okay, I did. You're correct. I did not know this. That was the stat line. I just thought Pitts and London had good games.
They did not.
How did they win?
Who the fuck knows? Like, nobody knows. Nobody knows, like, how this, like, I would just like an explanation at this point. Okay? Like, can Arthur Smith just tell us, like, hey, I'm trying to tank, but these motherfuckers keep winning. I don't know what to do. Like, I faked this story about Bijan Robinson getting a headache. And, like, still, Cordell Patterson will still run good in this offense. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm giving him carries, and Tyler Algier carries, and they keep winning. I'm doing everything I can to lose. I have Desmond Ritter throw into the fucking dirt every single week, and nothing's like I don't know what else to do. And maybe I'll give Colin Kaepernick a shot. Like maybe then we'll lose some.
Holy fucking shit!
I mean, what?
Don't go crazy.
I mean, why not? If he's trying to tank, motherfucker. I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't mean to like spend a ton of time on these guys. It's just like I just like this team, man. Like I don't know what this is. And like Arthur Smith just drives me up the fucking wall. Like if we were still doing like people who anger me, like maybe I should have saved this for that. But like I couldn't hold it because this like I'm just so baffled by this whole thing.
Yeah, it seems like like the NFL, like they're investigating it now because they're like, what are you like? Because they have a pretty strict like rule, like to notify everybody prior to games because they know with betting and fantasy and everything that notifying everybody that hey, this person's not playing in enough time. Like that's the whole point that Fox Sunday and Football Today on CBS is even a thing because they need to notify. And when he got one carry and then left, that almost seemed like an ownership thing. Like, will you stop? Like, I need you to fucking quit. We need to win. I think it would be more misleading if Bijan came out and said that he didn't feel bad. But I think he confirms the reports, right, that he didn't feel well.
Yeah, I mean, like they talked to him like after the game. He was like, "Yeah, I just wasn't feeling right," and like said he had a headache. But like, it's just like I don't think I've ever heard that before. Like, if fucking players like, "Oh, I got a migraine," so like I just didn't play that much. It's still like the
but
weirdest.
A migraine doesn't show up 12 minutes before the game starts. It's there.
Like fucking Purdy passed out on the airplane coming back from the game, and they were like, "All right, he may be concussed."
Yeah. So I don't know. I had Tampa Bay to win. I think Tampa Bay, the bigger story, kind of like they're the fool's gold. Like they looked really good, but maybe they're falling back to earth. But Atlanta just doesn't know what. Like the only thing that's hurting this team is once they win, they're more and more locking in that quarterback at that point in time. Like
that's a shitty quarterback.
It's one of the worst. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm not going to talk long because we've talked about them every week, but I'm with you. Like it's the mystery of Atlanta. It's the mystery of Atlanta. I don't know what's happening, why it's happening, but shit's happening.
Here's what's going to happen, Mark.
Okay.
This team is going to mesmerize the fuck out of you for the rest of the season. So you're going to send me your address, and I will send you a Falcons hat.
Okay.
Good shit.
Will there be also like an Arthur Smith pick like also on this hat?
Yeah. We're gonna get you a bobblehead.
To be like a holographic Arthur Smith like next to the Falcons logo.
Every time you look at it, you will just imagine it, Jedi style.
I promise I won't bring them up again. Like I'll save Arthur Smith for people I hate. Just like I just fucking had.
No,
it.
I think this or Buffalo was the correct call of like who you should bring up, like 100%. So that makes sense. It was the weirdest game. Atlanta had the ball at the 1 yard line twice and turned it over. Like they should have blown the Buccaneers completely out of the water, and they didn't. And you're still telling me that there was 10 touches between those 5 players. That's disgusting. So now everybody's favorite time of the week. All right, Mark. Me and Nazario have seen this. Do not share yet, Nazario.
Wait, I just need to. I remember you wanted to show it a different way, so I want to change that. Give me one second.
I know, but don't pull it up on screen until we get Mark's answer.
Cool.
I need you to tell me what number are the Minnesota Vikings at, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. I kind of remember where the Rams were last week. Can you tell me that?
I think they were at 8.
They were at
8 or 9.
They were at 8. Okay, well.
The Vikings were at 14.
Okay, Vikings, I think that one's easy. They're like 6. They have to be. They beat the Niners. They're like they vaulted into the top 10 just because why the fuck? Even though the Ravens like just demolished the Lions, whatever. Like, but Lions losing, perfect excuse. Yeah, they beat the Niners. They're like, I'll say they're like 6.
That's a good question. Like, are the Vikings above or below the Ravens?
Oh, they got to be above the Ravens. Are you kidding me? Way more impressive win at this point. Like,
All right.
Niners up here. Okay.
Just let's pull it up.
And here we go.
Oh my god!
Oh.
I'm disgusted about how close I was.
So there's a few things that I find this very interesting. For one, Green Bay Packers are 32nd.
What the
Like-
fuck?
One, no.
No.
The Carolina Panthers exist. I don't know what we're doing. The Broncos may have beat the Green Bay Packers, but it was by like a field goal, I think it was. And like, the Carolina Panthers exist. Second, the Lions dropped from like 4th or 5th all the way to 11th. Does anybody know? Did the Rams win on Sunday?
No,
No.
they lost
Interesting.
to who he believes is the number 16 team in the league.
Yep.
Yeah, so they lost at number 9. They lost. So they're number 9. The Lions lost to the 8th best team in brutal fashion, but also an away game. And they only have 2 losses on the season, which are to 2 top 10 teams in his eyes, the Seattle Seahawks and the Ravens. And they have wins over the Chiefs. Okay. Cowboys are 12. They were on a bye.
Fair.
I mean,
They didn't do anything to get it.
Fuck the Cowboys, Jim Green.
But here's my question. Last week, where do you remember where Miami was last week?
I can tell you. Give me a second.
Because how does Miami hurdle the team that beat them?
I didn't even notice that. Holy shit!
Miami was 2.
And
And
then
the Eagles were
The
what?
Eagles were 3.
The Eagles moved up.
The game didn't matter. The game doesn't matter.
Wait, so where were the Chiefs? Were they like 4 or?
The Chiefs were 5. And they went to 3. So the Lions were 4. So that's the team you're missing.
So
Like the Lions dropped the fuck out of 4 until 11. The Chiefs moved up 1, and the Jaguars moved up 1 too.
So-
So yeah, basically he took the 49ers and the Lions out and moved
I
everybody else up.
text him right now. I said, "How are the Eagles below the Dolphins after beating them?"
Okay.
I need to know.
So his number 3 team beat who he believes is number 13. They move up 2 spots, but number 3 before beats number 2, and they they move up to the 2nd spot.
Like, I don't know if he watches the games.
To be fair, I also thought that the Dolphins were going to beat the Eagles, but
I know, but you were a moron. Did you see those Kelly Greens?
oh, they were beautiful.
His
beautiful.
definition is they are number 2 because Barr is a bitch.
Of course.
Checks out.
Interesting. Okay. Do you guys want to do things you hate from week 7, or do you want to do just go to the picks?
I'd say we pick. I already vented what I wanted to vent. To.
Okay. So we're picking all 16 games. I have Scully's list, and what's this? Can you pull up the standings, good sir?
Oh, right. Here we go. Wait, first I'm going to put the sign. Boom.
Oh.
And then I'm going to put
Picks.
the thing. Updated standings are about the same. Oh, got to take that off. Boom. There you go.
Yes, I went 2-3 because I picked against it twice. I lost one, I won one, and then also my pick. If I didn't pick the Commanders, because I didn't feel great about the Commanders game, if I didn't pick that game, I would have still lost and been 2-2. So it really didn't matter. I had the first overall pick. I picked the Bills and the Bills. I even said the Bills. Watch the Bills not show up against the Patriots, and exactly what fucking happened. So that was cool. So I'm still behind by holy shit. I've lost 12 total games. That's crazy.
I do find it funny that at one point Scully and I were tied, and now he's overtaking Mark. Like he's 2 games out. Mark, be careful.
And then on top of that, just to
We got
make
to be
sure
wrong. I
everybody
don't know. I'm
knows,
doing my best.
the Eliminator, everybody still won their Eliminator. Nazario picked the Seahawks. Seahawks won. Mark picked the Browns. Browns barely won.
I mean, Gardner Minshew knows some shit about the Browns that like the whole league doesn't know.
Correct. So interesting. So they're still alive. You motherfuckers, let me play again. I would suck at it, but let me play. So I'm gonna get the first pick again because I am terrible. Let me look real quick. Okay, and then I'll go Nazario. It will go Scully. It will go Mark. Flip flop. All 6 people pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's contagious.
Okay. Put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna go with the Lions
Yep.
over the Raiders. I think the Raiders are fucking terrible, like real bad. They literally lost to the Bears with a quarterback that should be teaching history in a high school right now. So that was interesting to learn. There was one other one that I was considering, but again, I have belief, so I'm going to say they're going to win 30-9. And I don't know if Garoppolo is back, but I don't really give a shit. If Garoppolo is back or not, I still think they shut them down pretty evenly. Their defense is all right. Crosby's really good, but overall, the rest of the offense is fucking terrible.
Yep.
Like
He'll come back to not throw the ball to Devontae Adams.
Yes. And they're not trading him. They said no. Even though he is not happy. Interesting. Holy shit. Spurs are going to Spurs. Okay. The dynasty is being built. All right. Nazario, what is your pick?
I think my MVP pick realizes like what the fuck is happening with my season. We're fucking losing stupid ass games, and we're playing the fucking Buccaneers this week. So he's gonna win that game, even if he has to do it all by himself. It's not gonna be pretty. The Buffalo Bills to beat the Buccaneers Thursday night, and it's not gonna be pretty, but he's gonna get it done. 12-7.
So Bills are still in a lot of trouble. Interesting.
So they'll get like a field goal and a safety in that game? Or like 2 touchdowns with 2 missed PATs.
It's going to be a touchdown with a 2-point conversion and 2 safeties.
Okay. All right. I have Thomas Scully's pick. He gets his first overall game because no one else took it. He is going to take the Chiefs over the Broncos, 26-16.
Hey, that's what I had. They were number 1.
Yeah, I wanted. I made a mistake because I picked
26
the Lions.
to what?
26-16. I picked the Lions, but that's a problem with me because when I pick teams, they die. So I'm guaranteed to probably lose that $100 bet now because I picked the Lions. But life is life. Can't do it now. All right, Mark, what's your pick?
Yeah, kind of roundabout way of talking about what we talked about before. Still, no, not doing that to myself. The Dolphins are playing the Patriots. I don't care how good they look. They're playing at Miami. And Bill Belichick is still having nightmares about the Miami Miracle several years ago. Like the Dolphins always play the Patriots tough, anyways. I think they'll still, I think, pretty easily win this game. They're also come with something to prove.
Okay.
Let's go 31-20. Their offense looked functional. I'll give them 20.
Okay. And your second pick of the night.
Okay. Bring this one down. I'll go, which was also my third choice, which, I mean, your team will look really good when your receivers decide to, catch passes. Like, it's crazy, So, yeah, don't care that they're playing at Arizona. Like, Ravens are going to destroy the Cardinals.
Yep. Score?
Man, I wonder if we'll get another boat race, probably. Yeah, I'll give him 5 touchdowns. Let's go with 35-17. They'll get some garbage in there.
Do you guys believe that they need to announce what's happening in these games before it? Because if I knew Terrell Suggs was getting inducted into their Ring of Honor, I would have never made that claim that they could beat the Ring. That's news we should know about.
I wouldn't have
Like
picked
Vrabel went into the Ring of Honor for the Patriots right before they played the Bills. Like, there's mojo in the air that you just don't fuck with, and I think that's it. All right, Scully is going to get his 5th game. He picked the 5th one. He's going to pick the Texans over the Panthers, and he's going to say it's going to be 35-17.
It's number 6.
Number 6 for you?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Oh, I don't trust either one of these teams very far.
Wait, isn't it my turn?
Correct,
Yeah.
It is. Good. That makes it easier for me. Thank you.
These games are all shitty. Bunch of shit that should go one way, but they're divisional, and I don't want to put my fucking nose in that. And I just refuse to pick the Falcons. So that is off the table because they probably will win it, and I don't want to do it. So, fuck. I'm going to go with Jacksonville over Pittsburgh because it should be that way. But why does it feel like it won't be that way?
It's bound to happen at this point because he's 4-2, so he's going to have to lose one to get close to 9-8. So he'll be there.
Okay, Jacksonville beats the Steelers. 21-14.
Okay, he did not help me at all.
Welcome.
Thanks, buddy. We're picking all 16. Okay, I get 2 at this point. I'm going to go the Eagles over the Commanders. If I'm wrong, then that just helps my case for the Lions overall. I think it's a different game this time around, so Eagles. I don't think they're going to get as many flags thrown against them. I think it's going to be like 31-14. And then my second game is going to be...
Wait. So you think the Eagles beat the Commanders?
Yes.
Okay.
But knowing my logic that I just cursed them, so now that I cursed them, they're not going to win, and the Lions will have a better shot of winning number 1 seed. So
it's good.
But if I win it, great. And then my second game is son of a bitch.
Junior and Greg.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the Chargers over the Bears 28 to 14 because I think they'll still score some, but I think that offense is just going to run fucking ragged against that defense. I don't think they're not a good. They'll probably make that game a lot closer than it ever should be, but at this point, I still think the Bears will Bears, and it's on Sunday Night Football. I think it is
Why?
right. Well, because they traded the number one pick. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. But those are my two picks, and I get the last pick of the fucking night, so that's gonna be fucking gross. So I'm gonna get the game no one else wants, but that's fine. Nazario.
The Green Bay Packers are a bad team.
Yep.
They are a bad team. However, they are in Lambeau, and the Vikings beat the 49ers on Monday night, so they have a short week. And they will eventually become the Vikings again. So I'm going to take the fucking Packers to beat the Vikings.
Okay.
And that's going to be 14-10.
Scully gets his next game, which will be he will take the Cowboys or the Cowgirls over the Rams 24-21. Mark, you get two in a row. Who do you got?
Okay. Definitely not doing that shit. All right. Even though they're playing
that
better.
Game's still on the table.
Who you got?
Yeah, that is. Okay, first things first. They're coming off the bye. We talked of me and Cody has talked of this team. I'll take the Jets over the Giants, even though the Giants are playing better. I think at least that Jets defense should at least do something to stop the juggernaut that is Tyrod Taylor. So it should be good there. And
they scored 19 points in the last
5-3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, score. I'll say like 17-3. It's not gonna be fun. Take the under in that one, yeah. And oh my god,
MetLife, 2 Achilles.
God, I don't know if I want to do this just because, I feel pretty good about this game. That's divisional. Oh, man, I'm going to let Scully. You know what? Fuck it. I want to do this at least once, even though I could let Scully in the door. But I get the divisional game, Nazario, but I don't know what you see that gives you any confidence.
My last pick. Dang it.
I don't know what gives you any confidence. We're going full skull, full coho here. We're taking the Vikings. Taking down the Packers.
I saw his face and I knew he was going to take it. I was trying to get him through his picks fast so I could take it. Damn it.
How's the score for 2 points?
Fucking 27 to 13. Nothing about Green Bay looks good right now. They look bad.
Now Scully's gonna have a distance even farther away from him. Father fucking piece of shit. I knew you were gonna do it too. As soon as he started talking, I was like, oh my god. Scully gets his last pick. He is taking He's taking the Falcons over the Titans. And he's gonna do 23-20. Nazari, your last pick of the night.
What's left other than the Browns and the fucking Seahawks?
You have the Colts versus Saints. Bengals versus 49ers.
No.
Seahawks versus Browns. Yeah, that's it.
You got an extra one to pick from.
Yeah. There should only be 2 left for one of us. So.
I don't think the Browns are going to win more. again, but I also don't want to pick the Seahawks again because fuck the Seahawks. So you know what? I'm gonna be a man of faith. I will be a man of faith today, and I will pick the 49ers to beat the Bengals, even though after they have lost 2 fucking weeks in a row to teams they shouldn't. And we're probably gonna have Sam Darnold. So, but I don't know. Maybe we kick Joe Burrow in the fucking calf and something happens. Make that 24-21.
Thank you so much, Nazario, for that, because that will be my last pick as I'm doubling down. I'm picking the Bengals over the 49ers. I just think off of a bye, I think that team is ready to roll. They'll be a little bit more healthy. Your team is still dinged up. So I'm going to go Bengals 28-21.
Well, the story's not that different.
Okay. Eliminators. Nazario can't pick the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Jets, the Bengals, or the Seahawks. Mark can't pick the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Lions, the Cowboys, or the Browns. So, Nazario, who'd you pick this week? In impressive fashion, you guys have yet to overlap a pick. Like, you both have the opposite of each other. You have never taken the same team yet.
What teams can I not? What teams
I know.
can I not take?
You can't pick the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Jets, the Bengals, or the Seahawks. I think this will be a perfect opportunity for you to take the Packers.
I'll take the Browns.
And there it goes.
Who the Browns playing?
They play
The Seahawks. Well, I mean, like the overlap. I picked the Browns last week.
You know what? I probably should have bet against against instead of the 49ers, but I didn't want to fucking do it. I'll do it for the eliminator.
Okay. And,
So what do you want to do, Mark?
well, even though I feel like they should win a game at some point, I don't think it's going to be this week.
Oh wait, 1 second. Where the
What?
fuck is it? Boom! Brown.
That's great.
I know who Mark's team is.
Going with the Texans. I mean, they're playing the Panthers. Should be easy peasy.
Boom!
I still love these little images. All right. That's the show. 4 picks. 2 win against Nazario. Not surprised. Feel a little bit more confident in the Vikings than I did the 49ers or the Bengals, but I have to try to make some moves. And hopefully Nazario loses both of those games and me and Mark both win. Stop.
We'll see what fucking happens.
We'll
Jesus.
see you all in week 9. Bye-bye.
Peace.